We out here, many different organizations, standing for Palestine and standing for black people here in North America, standing for African people, standing for oppressed people all over. My name, brothers and sisters, is Brother Tommy Joshua. I'm born and raised in North Philadelphia. Give it up for North Philly. Got mad love for West Philly. I'm from a village called Peacetown. And in Peacetown, we say that the land, we say that the institutions, we say that everything is controlled and owned by the working people. Y'all give it up for that. Give it up for that. I am a member of the Peacetown neighborhood committees, and I am a volunteer with the North Philly Peace Park, the Philly Peace Park. And we are really happy to be here at 52nd Street in the heart of Black West Philadelphia to speak to you all, to bring a little bit of attention to you about some things that's happening in the world. I want to start my comments by first giving thanks and praise to Almighty God. Without the Creator, how we from Peacetown see it, nothing can be done. We thank Almighty God for being the master of this day and also being the master of the world to come. We understand that the Most High's program is not this get over their land. My people, my ancestors, fought from the Gold Coast of many different tribes. They were born to the port of Charleston, South Carolina. At the port of Charleston, South Carolina, my people was unloaded from slave ships. They was brought to a place that was strange to them. They was brought to a place where they were viciously oppressed. My people were brought here to this land to be the burden bearers of this land. We was brought here to work. And here in this land, it was declared that black people were not even humans. You know what I'm saying? And that was put into the law. My people were born here as engineers, they was born here as agriculturalists, and they were made to be the main force that has produced the wealth of this country. My people were sold to a family named Milton in Milton, North Carolina, where they were woodworkers, where they grew rice and they grew indigo in the low country. My people resisted this. Many of my ancestors escaped from the plantations and went into the jungles, went into the hinterlands, and they became maroons. Many of my people and my ancestors, they rejected slavery. So what they did is they took up arms and they rebelled against the slave master. Many of my ancestors rejected the dehumanizing situation of being enslaved. So they plotted slave rebellions. That was our people, y'all. And through our resistance against slavery, and through us taking up arms, it was us, brothers and sisters, who ended slavery in this country. Don't let them tell you nothing else. Slavery in this country was ended mainly because black people and other poor people and indigenous people took up arms and fought and forced this country to deal with the question of enslavement. But it didn't stop there. After enslavement and after we crushed the southern slave masters, we began to get land. We began to build cities. We began to reunite our families who were dislocated through the transatlantic slave trade and the internal colonial system. African people spread out, fleeing from the terror of the Ku Klux Klan and the betrayals of the white liberals. Unfortunately, it was the white liberals at the time. Brothers and sisters, the reason why I recount this history to you is because I like to remind you of the basis upon which we speak. I like to remind you of the basis of what we have been through. And with all that being said, brothers and sisters, suffering and enduring the horrible, horrible journey from the Gold Coast, from the Songhai Empire, on the holds of slave ships, packed on top of each other, tortured tortured immensely, being brought to the Caribbean, being brought to Brazil, being brought to Haiti, being brought to Carolina, being brought to the port of Charleston. My ancestors eventually ended up in North Carolina. We then endured a long period of segregation, a long period of apartheid. Brothers and sisters, it's important that you understand what I'm describing. I am describing the story and the plight of a people, the African people of the United States, the new African people. And brothers and sisters, I want you to think about your plight, think about your journey. And I want you to also now turn your heart to think about the plight and the journey of our dear brothers and sisters, the Palestinian nation. As a new African, going through what we have all been through, going through what we are going through today, we cannot but have a heart. We cannot but be in complete sympathy. We cannot be in complete support of the long-suffering Palestinian people who have occupied, who have been in their part of the land for such a long time, who have suffered at the hands of criminals, at the hands of Zionists, at the hands of colonizers. The crime of the century. Right now, what's happening, brothers and sisters, to our dear family in Palestine is a tremendous crime. It is an open genocide. Every man, woman, and child should be moved by the plight of the Palestinian people. The criminal Zionists have waged an unrelenting war before 1948 against this nation. The Palestinian people, off the strength of relying on themselves and relying on the peace and freedom-loving people of the world, have been waging a heroic resistance to fight against the Zionist onslaught, to fight against the settlers. They have been struggling in the just war of liberation to recover their lands, to recover their dignity, to recover their sanity, and to push the criminal settlers from their land. This is a struggle, brothers and sisters, that every black person should have a heart for. Every black person should recognize and sympathize, and we should see the parallels between what we have been through and what we are going through, and what the dear brothers and sisters in Palestine are going through, y'all. Give it up for that, y'all. Give it up for that. Give it up for that. Ooh. So, brothers and sisters, I wanted to set the tone for today's speakers. I wanted you to remember that the struggle that we fight is a struggle on all fronts. We struggle for the freedom and independence of the black nation here in North America as part and parcel of the liberation of Mother Africa. We say Africa must be free. We say Africa must be independent. We say drive the imperialists out of Africa. We denounce the system of settler colonialism wherever it's at. We denounce the Europeans who got on boats, who didn't even know how to navigate the boats and had to use black Moors to teach them. But when they went and left Europe, they went to different places with guns in hands, with Bibles in hands, with liquor and rum in hands. And they stole, and they corrupted, and they took over, and they slaughtered. That system is a system of settler colonialism. To put it plainly, that's when white folks left and took over other people's stuff. We have a settler colonial regime here. We have one in Israel. We have them all over the world. Brothers and sisters, it's important that moving forward, the unity that you see today is going to have to strengthen itself. From this platform today, we call for strengthening the unity between the Palestinian nation and the black nation here in North America. These are two people that must unite. These are two people that have a history of shared struggle, and this is two people that has common enemies. We are both struggling nations fighting against powerful settler regimes. We are both two peoples that have a long history of all type of struggle. We are both two people that has produced some of the finest revolutionaries that human beings have ever seen. We must not and we will not allow for anybody to divide the oppressed. We call for unity, for greater support, for greater dialogue between the U.S.-based Palestinian Solidarity Movement and the Turtle Island-based, the U.S.-based New African Independence Struggle. We are both struggling for independence. We are both struggling for freedom. We must unite, y'all, and we must double up, triple up our support for all national liberation struggles and struggles of resistance. How that sound? How that sound?